Hello my withered friends, welcome to another video. It's going to be a different one. Yeah, I know, I've got a lot of different topics on my YouTube channel. But that's to be expected when you're a completely indecisive moron. Now, what's this topic? It's about Bionicle. And moreover, my belief on morality in Bionicle. As we all know, the Brotherhood of Makuta are basically, for lack of better words, fallen angels almost. The great beings are flawed scientists who, well, fucked up royally more than once. Hell, they screwed up more than I do with relationships. And that's saying something. Now, you get the Toa who are praised like demigods sometimes, and they are just as fallible as us, if not more so because of this. You get people like the Baraki who are just horrifyingly war-hungry. You get the Paraka who are just, put it lightly, I think the pit would be too merciful for them. Heck, I think the fate of Sidorak would have been better for the Baraki and the Paraka. You get Vizon, who's very much a grey character, much like some of the other characters like Krika and Vizon. You also get characters like, what's his name? Misrix, whose definition of a broken, if he was a human at least, a broken man. Most of the Makuta being ultimate evil, when in truth they are just really flawed people who have, well, as I said, a fallen angel nature. Now, what about some other factions? Let's say there's a faction that serves the will of the Great Spirit. That's right, the Order Matanui. Now, you may be asking, what are you on about with the Order Matanui? They serve the will of the Great Spirit. And yes, they do to a point. But here's the thing. How far would the Great Spirit go? We know he's, well, a deeply fallible character in lore. But here's the thing. Would he condone the fact that Artaka ordered everyone who knew of his island to be butchered, including members who probably didn't even know, who were just minding their own business, or probably in retirement, maybe? Matoran, other beings, would Matanui would he have appreciated this mass murder? Would he have condoned the actions of teleporting an alternate teleporting to a pocket dimension where a person that manipulative could and did weasel her way out of by manipulating a guard? Would he feel remorse about the way that they treat people? Like, the way they treat their subordinates is truly foul at times. Here's the thing. Yes, I get some criminals are expendable. Not expendable, are truly awful. Like, as I said, the Paraka. Here's the thing. Vizon is clearly insane, let's face it. He's not all there. He's basically like a toddler with no impulse control, no control over his emotions. and a basic lack of sanity. And Helrix and the Order must know it. You think, hey, because he's stopped trying to steal the Mask of Life once, he's truly irredeemable. So, what's the option? And Helrix, well, at least I'm guessing it's Helrix because knowing her personality, goes, hey, let's send him on a suicide mission. And when he fulfills that task, he's someone sent to kill him. Being in mind, this is a sentient being who, despite being insane, is really intelligent. A very cognitive being. And Helrix has basically ordered this being's death, and because he's insane and basically a child at time, acts like a child, well, he has no idea what he's done is wrong. Think about that for a second. If you were in that moral dilemma, would you send someone to kill someone with the mind of a child simply because they've done some bad things that, admittedly, quite bad, but because of their mental health issues, would you consider killing them? Sure, reason it was willing to do some pretty awful things, but here's the thing: he's not up there, and whether the official Bionicle wiki is official or not, the fact that it stated that his behaviour is indicative of potentially of schizophrenia, and he has a very deep psychosis, means that he can't tell fantasy from reality. And that means that he does not know what he's doing is wrong. He's definitely not the most stable of individuals. Does that justify being killed? It's similar to the Search and Promise and all that sort of thing with Avatar, in the sense that the way they've made Azula is she's been treated poorly because of, and despite the fact that she's mentally ill, which is frankly disgusting. I mean, Break and Yang, I know you're not listening, but you are fucking awful people if you think that's okay. However, you may be saying, what about Greg Farsley? Is he awful? No, I don't think he is. Because, one, he made sure that Weasel didn't get killed off and he was spared. Admittedly, sometimes Weasel would rather have wished that he died, considering he's fused to a Mask of Dimensional Gates and has no control over it. But, he was treated with mercy. Compare that to Azula, yeah. That and the stupid retcons of the law. Now, morality is one of those things. I am a firm believer in pacifism. I don't like conflict. I don't like war. As a person on the spectrum, though, I want things to be the same. I want to be back to how they were before. And I've been looking at Putin's behaviour. I'm not saying he's a good man. He really isn't. But his behaviour is, to me at least, is like someone on the spectrum who's in denial of change. Doesn't want change. Wants it to be back to the USSR. It is that way. He can't move forward, and to me that's tragic. Morality. If he knew if he was aware of the, well, it's hard to say because he probably is aware of all things he's doing, but at the same time, he's so focused on bringing back the good USSR that he doesn't know that he's dooming himself to be remembered as a warmonger, a tyrant. I get it wanting the past back. One of my friends had a bit of suffering from problems. I'm not going to go into detail. It's his name for personal reasons, but I would love to go back to the time when we were in contact. Heck, we may in the future, we may not. But I would love to go back to those times. But sometimes you have to move forward. If it hurts, it hurts. But old Vlad, he's basically thinking, no, I have to have it back to how it was. Morality is a complicated thing. This is the key of this video. I understand how some people think. I understand that sometimes you don't want change, but sometimes change is the way things are. And morality has a very thin line, thinner than paper, in the sense that there's a very small line between moral and amoral. And I ultimately believe that when fiction is written well, like with the Bionicle universe, it shows that, well, some characters are willing to do whatever for the sake of the long run. It doesn't necessarily mean they're moral. After all, imagine if all of a sudden we consider all the people with schizophrenia and other things and just said, hey, they've done some bad things because of it, but hey, because of that, they deserve to be executed. How do you think a person who said that would be received? Do you think they would be popular? Of course they wouldn't, because it's cruel and unnecessary. They'd be respected if they said, hey, let's send this guy on a suicide mission. No, because again, it's cruel and unnecessary. You're exploiting someone's mental state. In a sense, you're being just as bad to the person as the person you perceive as evil because of their mental health. Morality is a complicated thing, and I think that's probably why Bionicle, despite only lasting for 10 years, has lasted and basically aged better than the Avatar: The Last Airbender series, in the sense that the post-lore universe is awful and really ableist. Now, that's just my opinion on morality. What's yours? Leave it down below, and I hope to see you next time. Tally ho.